What's that? Okay. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome you to Central Methodist University at Reardon Family Field here in Fayette, Missouri. Quentin Norris calling from the Catbirds. It's a Hardin Record Conference game between Central Methodist and William Wood. First-year member of the Wood for William Wood, but I know these two teams have met numerous times within the last 33 years of it. But that was back when, of course, William Woods was in the American Midwest Conference, and, of course, Central Methodist in the Higher America Conference. Central Methodist under head coach at Reardon, they are 7-3, 21-10 altogether. William Woods under head coach Tracy Gastineau, 7-3, 13-12. Central Methodist, they split a doubleheader yesterday with Missouri Baptist down in St. Louis. They lost the first game 9-1, but came back to win it 7-6. William Woods, they split also a doubleheader with Mid-American Nazarene down in Fulton. Lost the first game 8-1 and came back to win 2-0. If you look at the numbers there, hitting-wise for Central Methodist, that's Emma King at 466, 5 homers, and 32 RBIs. For William Woods, their leading hitters, Lexi Lewis, 377, no homers, 13 RBI. Their pitching-wise, it's Carly Barnum. What a good start. The freshman from Boise, Idaho. She is 10-1 on the year, 3.11 ERA, with 20 walks and 47 strikeouts. While for William Woods, it's Taylor Baumhoer, 6-2, 1.30 ERA, 1.33 ERA, 27 walks and 60 strikeouts. Upcoming sports schedule, of course, the Kansas City Royals. Of course, they're taking on the Atlanta Braves, and it's 0-0. Bottom of the first inning down in Atlanta, of course. The Braves are 2-0 on the year, coming off of a 6-2 victory over the Kansas City Royals last night on the winning Grand Slam home run by Orlando Smith. Of course, Central Methodist Baseball, they're leading Missouri Valley 7-3 in the bottom of the second inning down in Marshall, Missouri there as well. Also, the Boston Red Sox are also playing the Cincinnati Reds. It is 0-0, just underway down in Cincinnati. Tampa Bay Rays will be taking on the St. Louis Cardinals at 1:15 p.m. The second game of the doubleheader between Central Methodist and Missouri Valley, they'll start around the 2:30 hour, around 2:30 or so. Again, Central Methodist softball will play the second game today at 3 p.m. Of course, NHL game on the NHL Network. Chicago Blackhawks take on the New Jersey Devils, 6 p.m. there as well. Tonight on Peacock, it's the Cleveland Guardians and the Seattle Mariners down in Seattle. Tomorrow, of course, the Kansas City Royals have their home opener at 3 p.m. against the Minnesota Twins, and I think you can watch it on Fox 22 out of Columbia. Of course, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati go at 5:30 p.m. down in Cincinnati on Fox Sports 1. And, of course, if you have DirecTV, you can watch the Cardinals through the streaming app on Channel 672. They will take on the New York Mets there at 6:45 p.m. And, of course, the NHL game there that tomorrow night is, of course, the Pittsburgh Penguins take on the New York Islanders at 6 o'clock. On Tuesday, of course, the Texas Rangers take on the Baltimore Orioles at 5:30 p.m. Also at 5:30, that's, of course, the Washington Nationals take on Philadelphia. That's on the MLB Network. Also, at 6:45 p.m. that night, of course, the New York Mets take on the St. Louis Cardinals there. On Wednesday, it's April the 1st. New York Mets take on the Cardinals at 12:15 p.m. And then, of course, the Minnesota Twins take on the Kansas City Royals at 6:30 p.m. On Thursday, of course, Minnesota Twins take on the Kansas City Royals at 1 o'clock down at Kauffman Stadium. On Friday, of course, baseball team will take on Mid-American Nazarene at home at Estes Field at 1 o'clock. Also at 1 o'clock, softball team takes on Clark at 1 p.m. Of course, baseball will play at 3:30 p.m. as well. And then softball will play Clark at 3. Also, the Cardinals will be on the road that Friday, taking on the Detroit Tigers at 12 noon. The Milwaukee Brewers will be hosting them, will be in Kansas City at 6:30 p.m. I think it's on Apple TV there as well. Standing-wise, of course, Benedictine 9-1, 22-8. Missouri Baptist 8-2, 22-7. And then you have a tie for third with Grandview 7-3, 19-9. Central Methodist 7-3, 19, 21-10. And then, of course, William Woods 13-12, 7-3. Clark in the number 6 spot, 6-4, and 11-15 there as well. Of course, Mid-American Nazarene in the number 7 spot, 6 and 6, 20 and 12. Park is 4 and 4 and 15 and 11. Number 9 spot is William Penn, 5 and 5, 14 and 17. Culver Stockton is 5 and 7, 18 and 16 altogether. Mount Mercy, 4 and 6, 9 and 19. Baker's 2 and 4, 14 and 11. Peru State 1 and 7, 6 and 13. Also tied for 13 is Graceland, 1 and 7, 6 and 24. And then rounding out the spot there is, of course, Missouri Valley, 0 and 10 and 3 and 25 there as well. So things are starting to wind down a little bit in this softball season there as well. Of course, the coaches, that's Pat Ridden meeting at home plate, along with Tracy Gastineau. We'll give you the starting lineup. First for the visiting team is William Woods. Leading off there is their center fielder, Lexi Lewis. Batting in the number 2 spot there is the right fielder, Corlin Miller. Batting in the number 3 spot there is the catcher, Ella Aguilar. Batting in the number 4 spot, the right fielder, Addie Rhea. Batting 5th, their shortstop is Brooklyn Spillman. Batting in the number 6 spot there is Mariah Prince. Batting in number 7 spot there is Sammy Lawrence. And then, of course, the Emily Blevins will be at third base there. And then, of course, Addison Cootson will round it starting out playing second base today. Starting lineup is Tegan Jones. For Central Methodist, they'll, of course, lead out is Casey Jolly out in center field. Brianna Craig is at second base. Elizabeth Plumbo is at first base. Joey Kreider's at third. Madison Roberts at shortstop. Maddie Holly, the catcher. Kelsey O'Dow is in left field. Kinley Boley is their DP. And then Rachel Branton, right field. And then today's starting pitcher, it is Carly Barnum. And, of course, we'll listen in to Cameron Mahan as he introduces the starting lineups. number one be batting off for William Woods. We're ready to get started. Quentin Norris here today on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. It's Palm Sunday, what else? And we'll go ahead and give you the defense there, sponsored by the Exchange Bank of Missouri. Out in left fielder, that's Kelsey O'Dowd. Out in center field, Casey Jolly. In right field, Rachel Brandt. At third base, Jolie Kreider. At shortstop, it is Madison Roberts. At second base, Brianna Craig. Elizabeth Palumbo's at first base there. And behind the plate is Maddie Holly. And, of course, today's starting pitcher, Carly Barnum. 10-1, 3.11 ERA, 20 walks, and 47 strikeouts from Boise, Idaho. Had a great visit with her right before I went up to the press box for the pregame show as well. Maddie Holly follows it down to second. And now coming up to bat for William Woods is Lexi Lewis. 377 hitter, no homers, 13 RBIs from Washington, Missouri. That's where former Missouri Tiger football player Brock Olivo came from. I know this game starts at 1, but I have a feeling we're going to start about 12:57 or so, which that's okay by me. So Barnum will get the sign from Maddie Holly. And the first pitch is a strike call. Came at 12:57 p.m. Temperature around 60 degrees. The time and temperature sponsored by the parking spot. Easy to spot, easy to park. The parking spot at Kansas City International Airport. 0-1 the count there. Here's the 0-1. Lines a shot. There's a base hit there. So leadoff single for Lexi Lewis. And now coming to bat is Corlin Miller, 184 hitter, no homers, 2 RBIs from Voss, which is North Callaway High School, just east on Highway 54 there. I remember if you go east on I-70, turn on Highway 54, make a left turn there. Just about a couple miles, you will see North Callaway High School on your right. Strike call. Now they throw the second and a stolen base, and the count is 0-1. I remember when North Callaway used to be in the Lewis and Clark Conference back in the 1970s to like about 1984, I would like to say there. Because I remember around that time frame, I remember when they played Slater, that was around the time they had to go up against a guy named Joe Klein. 0-1 the count. Drops off the glove of Maddie Holly, and into third is Lewis. So that'll be a pass ball, and now it's runner at third, and the count is 1-1 there. Carly Barlow just needs to settle down, talk to the softball, point to Maddie Holly, and all that stuff. 1-1 the count. Here's the 1-1. There's a strike call, or as the great Tony Kubek would say, that is called framing the pitch. 1-2 the count there on Corlin Miller. Lewis is at third. The 1-2 pitch is a foul ball to the screen, and the count is 1-2. 1-2 the count on Corlin Miller. Barnum getting the sign from Maddie Holly. The 1-2. Slaps it foul there. Or as the great Joe Garagiola say, that is called protecting the plate. And that's what you're supposed to do on two strike. Anything close, you want to take a swing at it. And maybe put the ball in play there. That's a lot of good coaches will tell your players that. 1-2 the count. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. So one down now. Here's Ella Aguilar. 269 hitter. No homers. 12 RBIs. From Severance Colorado. That's around the Denver, home of the Colorado Avalanche. Best record in the National Hockey League. Looking forward to watching them on the Stanley Cup playoffs. That'll come in on April the 18th. My calendar is correct. 1-0 to count. Runner at third is Lewis. 1-0 to count, the 1-0. Misses that one, 2-0 to count. Two balls and one strike. 2-1 pitch. Lines a shot down the left field line. What a catch by O'Dowd! But tagging up the score is Lexi Lewis on a sac fly. So it's an RBI for Aguilar. That's her 13th of the year there. And a 1-0 lead for William Woods. Here's Addie Ray up there. 299 hitter, 3 homers, 15 RBIs from St. Louis. The first pitch. There's a strike call. 0-1 to Addie Ray. And on deck is Brooklyn Spillman. Looks like those pink gloves she is sporting today. And there's what a nice set of pink gloves there for Addie Ray there as well. I love those. And the count is 1-1. Even though the scoreboard says 2-0, but my scorebook says 1-1. Because I always like to always watch the home plate umpire. As great Mike Shannon used to say on KMLX radio. There's a strike call. And I believe the count will be 1-2 there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-0 lead for William Woods on the sac fly by Ella Aguilar. The next pitch is high. As Vin Scully used to call it, that is called a showcase pitch. Basically getting the batter to swing and miss out of the strike zone. So 2s across the board there. 2-2 the count on Addie Ray. 2-2 pitch. Fouls that one off. That's going toward the Central Methodist bullpen area. Still 2-2 to count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2 to count. Just underway, as Vince Scully said, let's pull up a chair then. Did she go? Yes, sir! Swing and a miss, strike 3. So 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, and they leave nobody. We head to the bottom of the first inning. William Woods 1, Central Methodist counting the bat. And we'll go ahead and set the defense for you. Sponsored by Commercial Trust Bank. Out in left field there, that is Mariah Prince. And center fielder, Lexi Lewis. Out in right field, Corlin Miller. Out at third base, that's Emily Blevins. Out at shortstop, Brooklyn Spillman. Their second baseman, Emmy and Caitlin Plasmeyer. Out at first base there, there's their first. Looks like that's Addie Ray at first. And behind the plate is Ella Aguilar. And today's starting pitcher is Tegan Jones from Lee Summit, Missouri. 1-1 with a 3.89 ERA. 3 walks and 2 strikeouts. There you see Pat Reardon coaching at third base. And now, as Casey Jolly comes to bat. 429 hitter, 2 homers, 17 RBI. She is from a town of Nampa, Idaho. And I know I want to say hi to her lovely mom, Teresa. I know Teresa is probably watching the broadcast. I can't wait to meet her mom. A ball outside there. So, Teresa, if you're listening in, I want to say hi to you. The 1-0. Lines a shot. There's a base hit up to the wall there. Jolly's rounding first. She is on her way to second. It's a double for Casey Jolly. And now here's Brianna Craig. 302 hitter. 1 homer, 13 RBIs. From the town of Oak Grove, Missouri. Located between Odessa and Blue Spring. Just up I-70 there. If you go west, you make a left there. That'll take you into the main parts of Oak Grove. Otherwise, if you turn right, you'll go to a town called Levacy. That's outside there. And the best way you know Levacy, that's where the Missouri River is located. Known that town a lot. 1-0 the count there. The 1-0. That's outside. 2-0, I think. That's also where my sister Riesel was married 10 years ago. In Oak Grove. Still remember that. 2-0 pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner. 2-1 there. Along 70 areas, of course, Odessa. If you went down 131, you come to a town called Lexington, Missouri. And then that's on 24 Highway. 2-1 pitch. There goes Jolly to throw to third. Not in time. A stolen base. I believe the count is 3-1 there. Yeah, 3-1 the count there. Of course, they're in the Missouri River Valley Conference. Ball 4 there. And here is Elizabeth Palumbo. She is 44 of 99, 4 homers, 33 RBIs. She is from Sterling, Illinois. I remember got to meet her lovely mom, Suzanne. Had a great time with her. Of course, gave me the birthday cake. And I still enjoy that birthday cake she gave me. Inside there. And a runner steals second. That's Brianna Craig. I'm surprised they didn't go for the old double steal trick. The last player to ever steal home in a World Series was a guy named Tim McCarver. Did it in Game 7 in the 1964 World Series against Whitey Ford. The infield is in. And the count is 2-0 there. On deck is Jolie Kreider. The 2-0 pitch. It's a ground ball. Checks the runner. Throws over the first for out number 1. So 1 out now for Jolie Kreider. A 406 hitter, 3 homers, 23 RBIs. She is from Eagle, Idaho. And I want to say hi to her family in there. I'm looking forward to meeting her family on Senior Day. And I'm pretty sure it's in about maybe 3 weeks or so. Well, I can't wait to meet her family there, along with Casey Jolly's family. I kind of have an idea who some of the family are. Otherwise, I'll probably end up talking like Gene Wood would do on the Family Feud show back when Richard Dawson was the host. The 0-1 now. Strike 2. Or either that or may talk like Johnny Olson used to do when he was the announcer. He used to announce the stars on the match game. 0-2 pitch. Ball outside. 1-2 now. On deck is Madison Roberts. One ball, 2 strikes, the 1-2. Hits a little ground ball to the second baseman. Checks the runner, throws over the first for out number 2. So 2 quick outs now for Madison Roberts. 342 hitter, a homer and 12 RBIs. Next, thank Madison Sicardo is the first base coach. She is from Elkhart, Illinois. One of those seniors I'm looking forward to. I'm sure I met her family before. And I know a lot of people in Elkhart are looking forward to watching the Chicago Blackhawks take on the New Jersey Devils, 6 o'clock p.m. on the NHL Network. Ball one there. One and 0 to count on Madison Roberts. Inside, 2-0 to count. Two and 0 to count. I have a feeling Madison Roberts has the green light. Fouls it off there. The count is 2-1. 1-0 lead for William Woods on the sac fly to left field by Aguilar. Ella Aguilar. 2-1 pitch. There's that changeup. Misses that one. 3-1 to count. And here's on deck is Maddie Holly. 3-1 to count. Three 3-1 pitch. Fouls it off. May have dinged the catcher there. 3-2 the count. Three-two pitch. Lines a base hit. Jolly will score. Stopping at third is Brianna Craig. And a tie game at 1. And for Madison Roberts, that's her 13th of the year. Here's Maddie Holly. 402 hitter, no homers, 36 RBIs on the season. From Williamsville, Oregon, around the Portland area. Now, I'm sure her family is listening in on the broadcast, and let's how her family is listening in on CMUEagles.com and the Urban Edge Network. That's inside a ball call with Kelsey O'Dowd on deck. 1-0 the count. Runners are at the corners. There's a strike on the inside corner. 1-1 now. Sporting a purple bat there. One pitch. Fouls it off there. And the count is 1-2 on Maddie Holly. Runners are at the corners. Craig's at third. Roberts is at first. In the 1-2 pitch. On the outside, just missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2 the count. 2-2 pitch. 3-2 now. Three and 2 in the count. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4 now. And now the bases are loaded full of Eagles. For Kelsey O'Dowd, 261 hitter, no homers, no RBI. Wouldn't it be sweet that her first home run of the year would be a grand slam and RBIs in 1, 2, 3, 4? Would that be sweet? Call there. Where's number 27? Like a November famous 27. Carlton Fisk of the Boston Red Sox. First pitch to her. Lines a shot in the center field. She can't get it. That's going to score Craig. And they'll clear the bases. A three-bagger for Kelsey O'Dowd. Her RBIs 1, 2, 3. 4-1 Central Methodist. There's Kinley Bowley, 279 hitter, 2 homers, 21 RBI. From a town of Chillicothe, Missouri, about 60 miles north of Marshall. On Highway 65, along the way, you go through towns like Waverly, Carrollton. Strike. Remember that town there? And if you go west on 36, you go to a town called Hamilton, home of J.C. Penney. 4-1 lead. Ball, 1-1 now. The number of famous 24, Woody Mays. Also, one of my good friends lives in Chillicothe. I want to say hi to. His name is Aaron Robinson, who is originally from Brookfield. So, Aaron, if you're listening in, I want to say hi to him. Say hi to you, bud. 1-2 the count. Of course, Chillicothe, they're going to be in the Marshall in the Midland Conference, but in the 70s, they were in the North Central Missouri Conference. Ball kind of gets away, but not far enough, and the count is 2-2 with Rachel Brandt on deck. Two and two the count on Kinley Bowley, and he fouls that one. Oh, nice catch by Pat Reardon off the screen there. Checks the softball, makes sure it's in good condition, and throws it to the pitcher. And why not? 4-1 lead. Thanks to a 3-run triple by Kelsey O'Dowd. That's again Central Methodist, a 4-1 lead. 2-2 pitch. Nice stop by the catcher there. 3-2 there. Blocks it perfectly like another famous goalie. Martin Brodeur used to do that a lot for the New Jersey Devils. Back in the days when they won the Stanley Cup. 3-2 pitch. Lines a fly ball in the center field. Center field goes back. She can't get it. Off the wall. Bowley will go into second. And scoring is O'Dowd, making it 4-1 Central Methodist. It's 5-1 Central Methodist. And Rachel Brandt comes to bat. She is 27-72, no homers, 8 RBIs from Tigard, Oregon. And I want to say hi to her family who is listening into the broadcast there as well. A 5-spot already. All of it mainly with 2 outs. Remember, they had second and third, second and third, nobody out. Then 2 quick outs, and then 5 consecutive runs. Ball 1 there. A quick start. Sometimes a good quick start can get that all, can make things easier on your starting pitcher, Carly Barnum. Trying to go for win number 11 there. 2-0 to count. Two balls and no strikes. 2-0 pitch. There's a strike. 2-1 now. 9th man to bat. 2-1 to count. 2-1 pitch. 3-1 to count. Three and one now on Rachel Brandt. Kinley Bowley's at second. 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. Now the 10th man to bat this inning. That's Casey Jolly. She started it off with a double. So 5-run inning there. Of course, William Wood jumped ahead 1-0 on the sac fly by Ella Aguilar. But then Central Methodist scored 5 runs. After second and third, nobody out. 2 quick outs. Jolly, then Brianna Craig walked. Palumbo grounded out. The second. Joey Kreider grounded out. Madison Roberts singled. Tied the game at 1. And then Maddie Holly walked below the bases. A 3-run triple by Kelsey O'Dowd to make it 4-1, and then Kinley Bowley lined the double to make it 5-1 now. And Joey Cryer's the 10th man to bat. First and second, and 2 outs. And the pitch to her. Hits a little roller. Foul. Strike 1. 0-1 in the count. Brianna Craig on deck. Three and 1 in the count. 0 balls and 1 strike. The 0-1. That's a bit high, and the count is 1-1. 1-1 now on Casey Jolly. 1-1. Ooh, 2-1 now. A little chin music there. Or as Dwight Gooden calls it, Uncle Charlie. Wonder if Carly Barnum's getting some time in the bullpen there in between innings. Trying to get loose. Like some of the great pitchers used to do that a lot. There's a strike for her. When the National League, it was when the pitchers all hit. And the best thing about that is some of them, they go up there and bunt. 2-2 to count. 2-2 pitch. 3-2 now. Five runs already. 4 hits. 3-2 the count. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Now get away there, but that's ball 4. Everybody moves up a base. So it's a walk. And here's Brianna Craig, who also walked her first time up. First pitch to Brianna Craig. Bases loaded. And a high pop up there. I think center fielder will call for the third. So 5 runs on 4 hits. No errors. 3 left on. We head to the top of the second inning. Central Methodist 5. William Woods 1 on the Heart Conference Network, CMUEagles.com, and the Urban Edge Network. Five runs, 4 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. 1 run, 1 hit, and no errors for William Woods. And here is Brooklyn Spillman. 264 hitter, no homers, 8 RBIs. From Columbia, went to Battle High School. Carly Barnum with a 4-run lead to work with. First pitch to her. There's a strike call, and the count is 0-1. On to Brooklyn Spillman. The 0-1 now. Swing and a miss. 0-2 on Brooklyn Spillman. Oh, and 2 the count. Oh, and 2 the count. Ooh, outside. 1-2 now. 1-2 the count. Barnum steps away from the mound. The 1-2. Fouls it to the screen. 1-2. 1-2 the count. On Brooklyn Spielman. 1-2 pitch. That's up high. 2-2 now. The only hit so far was that Lexi Lewis single that started the ball game off. Two and two the count. 2-2 pitch. That's missed. 3-2. 3-2 now on Brooklyn Spielman. Spillman. Spillman. 3-2 pitch. Little grounder. Craig to Palumbo in time. Great job there charging the ball. Makes a great throw to Palumbo for out number one. Here is Mariah Prince. 270 hitter, no homers, 3 RBI. And I want to say her great-great-grandpa is Bob Prince, the longtime announcer of the Pittsburgh Pirates. And you may also know he was one of the first announcers for ABC Sports' Monday Night Baseball. Back in 1976, of course, he was on the call with a guy named Warner Wolf and Bob Euchre when they did the Yankees and the Tigers. And that was, of course, Mark the Bird Fidrich's first ever game first time he pitched on national TV. 1-0 the count. There's a strike call, and the count is 1-1. With Sammy Lowens on deck. One pitch as a strike call. 1-2 now. One and two to count. 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off. One and two to count. Now it looks like Rutan has something there. Has a question or something there. They have a 3-man crew. First year that the Hardmark Conference softball will have a 3-man crew for a softball game. I think they also used it in last year's opening round games and also in the NAIA World Series. And according to what Tim Crowley told me last Sunday, I think they're going to do that for baseball as well. I think they'll have a 3-man crew for Hardmark Conference baseball, I think during the regular season as well. So something exciting taking place there. Quentin Norris here, calling from the press box. Reardon Family Field. One and two the count. One and two the count. 1-2 pitch. 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. 1 out in the top of the second inning. Hits a high pop up there. Let's see who calls for it. Holly, ooh! Try the old basket catch there. Now the question is it in play or is it a foul ball? I think, according to the home plate umpire, I think when he had his left arm out, it looked like it looked like it was going to be a fair ball there because the only way I could see it be a foul ball if he raised his hands there, raised it with two hands. That was the only way I can figure that out because a lot of times the foul ball, yeah, that's what I thought. Now Tracy Gastineau wants an explanation from the home plate umpire because he was the one that had the control of the call there because he was right in that area there, right in front of the area where I was standing at, and I can watch it there. I know Matty Holly had a good effort there trying to catch it there. But sometimes it's not easy to catch a pop-up trying to do it with a basket catch there. The only other person I could tell you that would try it and would do it successfully would probably be Johnny Bench. And I'm sure a lot of people have seen Johnny Bench do that a lot. I don't think he ever done that in a ball game. I think maybe during some practice time when he was warming up with Sparky Anderson. 3-2 now on Mariah Prince. 3-2 pitch. It's a high fly ball into left field. O'Dowd is there to make the catch, and there's two quick outs now. Here's Sammy Lowens up to bat. 243 hitter, no homers, 1 RBI on the season.
Now batting, number 5, Sammy Lomas.
Carly Barnum is looking forward to a 1-2-3 inning. And the first pitch to her. Ball 1 there, 1-0 the count. And sometimes a 1-2-3 inning could always be your best friend. 1-0 the count. Carly Barnum looking on there, getting the play there. And the pitch to her. There's a strike. 1-1 now. Emily Blevins is on deck. One pitch. 2-1 to count. Two balls and one strike. Two-one pitch. There's a strike. 2-2 now. Two balls and two strikes. Two and two the count. 2-2 pitch. It's a foul ball there. 2-2 to count. Two and two to count. 2-2 pitch. Outside. 3-2 now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Top of the second inning. Central Methodist leads William Woods 5-1. 3-2 pitch. Takes a walk. So a 2-out walk. Here's Emily Blevins, a 2 for 10 hitter. No homers, 1 RBI from Forsyth, Missouri. That's in the southwest part of Missouri. I would say around the Springfield area there as well. And I believe that's where one of my neighbors, Dina and her husband Seth Connors, all live in that area there as well. One ball, no strikes. 1-0 pitch. There's a strike. 1-1 now. One and one to count. One ball, one strike. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2 there. 1-2 the count. One ball, two strikes. 1-2 pitch. Nice stop by Matty Holly, keeping that runner at first. 2-2 to count. Two pitch. Slaps it foul. As Joe Garagiola says it, that is called protecting the plate. Two and two the count. Two pitch. Strike three call. Or as Phil Rizzo said, that is the batter wasn't watching. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and they leave one. We into the bottom of the second inning. Central Methodist 5 and William Woods 1. So a new pitcher for William Woods. Starter went 1 inning. Probably like Paul Skeens did on opening day, except he went 2/3 inning, faced 9 batters there as well. That's Kylie Grubbs, 1-7, 5.05 ERA, 23 walks and 15 strikeouts. Grubbs is from Windsor, Colorado. And of course, he had to give those 5 runs in the New York Mets. 2 of them came on errors by O'Daly Cruz. One of them when he lost it out in the sun. As Elizabeth Palumbo comes to bat, she grounded out to first base her first time. Grounded to second her first time out. First pitch to her. Ball 1 there. The 1-0 pitch. Hits the ground ball. Base hit up the middle. So the 5th hit of the game now here is Jolie Kreider. She grounded out the second her first time up. There's Joe Kreider. 5 hits now for Central Methodist. First pitch. Strike. 0-1 now. Oh, 1 to count. The 0-1 hits the grounder. Foul. That's a fair ball. Hug the line there. Palumbo head for third. She's being waved around. Kreider is head for third with a triple. A 3-bagger and a 6-1 lead for Central Methodist. Now Tracy Gastineau wants an explanation there from the home plate umpire. There's Maddie Roberts, single drove in a run her first time up. It looked like it just went past the first base line, past the first base bag, down the right field line. Now, if it went toward the bullpen, I'd like to see somebody on the Central Methodist team try to shut the door there. The only other time I saw that was on watching a baseball game between the Cubs and the Giants, and that was at Candlestick, where the ball went down the right field line and went into the Giants bullpen, and one of the players shut the door. 1-1 to count. So Kreider's at third. 1-1 pitch to Madison Roberts. There's a strike on the outside corner, and the count is 1-2. I know a lot of her fans in Elkhart are looking forward to watching the Blackhawks and the Devils. Kind of gets away from there, but not far enough to advance Joe Kreider. 2-2 the count. Two-two pitch. 3-2 now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three-two pitch. Hits the ground ball. The infield was in. Checks the runner. Throws over the first for out number 1. Here's Maddie Holly. Drew a walk her first time up. Infield is in. Pitch to Holly. Strike. 0-1 now. Kelsey O'Dowd on that. Had a great 3-run triple. 6-1 lead there. The 0-1. Strike. 0-2. One-two. Hits the ground ball. Knocks it down. There's no place to go, and it's 7-1. I have a feeling that'll be an RBI for Holly. For Maddie Holly, that's number 37. Here's Kelsey O'Dowd. I'm thinking that'll be an error right there. Here's Kelsey O'Dowd. Hit a big 3-run triple her first time up. That'll be an error on second base, no question about it. Only 1 to count. The 0-1 to Kelsey O'Dowd, and a swing and a miss. Oh, 2 to count. O'Dowd now has 3 RBIs there. 0-2 pitch. Chopper to third. Nice play by the third baseman. Throw over the first. And they got her. And then the second is Maddie Holly for 2 outs. Here's Kinley Boley up there. Double driven a run her first time up. Boley has 22 RBIs on the year. From Chillicothe. And in between, I remember Chillicothe there. In between Carrollton and Chillicothe, there's a place you can buy peanuts at. And I can tell you, the only other person I ever tell you that can ever have a difficult time finding it was a gentleman named J.B. Johnson. J.B. Johnson used to had a very hard time finding it, but the good news is we had people backing up, including maybe Mike Rena, Jason Weicker, I think Delmer Yeager, my dad Gary, I think Jerry Geisert. 2-0 to count. There's a strike. 2-1 now. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 pitch. Inside, 3-1 now. Remember going to Chillicothe a lot, usually on the way to Northwest Missouri. We used to stop there, eat at a place called Country Kitchen. Boy, that was a good place to eat. 3-1 pitch. Makes it all the way. 3-1 now. It's no longer there. And up north, there used to be a campground. And I remember several of my neighbors used to go there for church camp. 3-2 pitch is a foul ball there. And I think a few times, one time we had to, I think several of my friends had to rescue a gentleman named Brad Gastineau. I think he almost drowned at that church camp north of Chillicothe. I remember like Ronnie Reed, I think Shelley Walker, Crystal, maybe several of the others. I think almost had to, and like several of the others had to go in and rescue Brad Gastineau. 3-2 the count there. Or one time, I think there was a lady named Donna Plusel was out feeding the ducks. And she got thrown in the lake. Ball 4 there. So a 2-out walk. And it's first and second now for Rachel Branch. She also walked her first time up. First pitch to Rachel Brandt. That's a ball there. Hits the ground ball to shortstop. Goes over the first for the 3rd out. So 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error. And they leave 2. We head to the top of the 3rd inning. Central Methodist 7. And William Woods 1. On the Heart Conference Network and the Urban Edge Network. Seven runs, 6 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. 1 run, 1 hit, and an error for William Woods. Looks like Caitlin Plasmeyer is the batter. Caitlin Plasmeyer on the year. Looking for her first hit of 2026. First pitch. There's the bunt. And that's a ball. Blevins was batting 171, no homers, and 2 RBIs. One ball and no strikes. Top of the 3rd inning. 7-1 lead for Central Methodist. 2-0 to count. Two-0 pitch. There's a strike. 2-1. 2-1 to count there. Two one pitch. Lays down a bunt. Nice play by Holly. Throw the first. That's Brianna Craig. Takes care of it there. So 2-4. One out now. Here's Lexi Lewis. She singled her first time up. She has the only hit so far.
Now batting, number 1, Lexi Lewis.
First pitch to her. Strike. 0-1 now. Only one to count. No balls and one strike. The 0-1. Lines it. Foul ball. Wow. Well, that would have been spectacular. Play at first base by Elizabeth Palumbo. Well, that would be like Keith Hernandez stealing a base hit. Oh, 0-2 to count. Now the officials want to talk it over. 0-2 to count. Now they're checking on something there. Hopefully, sooner or later, we'll try to check and see what was going on. But around that time frame, we'll just give you some baseball scores from NHL games here. I think the Royals were playing the Atlanta Braves there. Last I heard, 0-0 in the top of the second inning down in Atlanta. That's Tim. Oh, 2 to count there. Oh, 2 to count. 0-2 pitch. It's high. 1-2 now. I think we'll give you some baseball scores there. It's Boston leading the Cincinnati Reds 2-0 in the top of the fifth inning there. At the end of 3 innings, looks like Central Methodist baseball leading Missouri Valley 7-3. Ground ball there, Craig to Palumbo, and there's 2 quick outs there. Kansas City Royals are leading the Atlanta Braves 3-0. That's in the top of the 6th inning there. Top of the 5th inning, Minnesota leads Baltimore 4-3. Top of the 6th inning, Texas Rangers are leading Philadelphia 5-0. Bottom of the 5th inning, Toronto leads Oakland 4-2 there. In the 4 there, foul ball as Corinne Miller struck out her first time up there. 2-0 over Cincinnati. Top of the 4th inning, Colorado leads Miami 3-2. At the end of 4, Pittsburgh leads the New York Mets 2-1. Bottom of the 2nd inning, Houston leads the Los Angeles Angels 2-0. Chicago White Sox leads Milwaukee Brewers 6-2 in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Tampa Bay leads St. Louis 3-0 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's the ground ball, base hit at the middle. 2-out single there. Second hit of the game for William Woods. Bottom of the 2nd inning, Washington Nationals lead the Chicago Cubs 3-0. Of course, the Cleveland Guardians take on Seattle Mariners tonight at 6:20 p.m. on Peacock. Ella Aguilar had a sack fly her first time up there. Drove in a run to made it 1-0. But then Central Methodist scored 5 in the first and then 5 more in the second. First pitch to Aguilar. That's a ball there at the end of 2 periods there between the New York Rangers and the Florida Panthers there. I believe that's on the NHL Game of the Week. One and 0 to count. The 1-0. It's a high pop up there. See who calls for it. I think Brandt calls for it. Cannot get to it there. Coming in to score is Corlin Miller, and it's a triple. Second RBI out of the game for Ella Aguilar to make it 7-2 now. Abby Ray up there. She struck out her first time up. Strike. Oh and 2 to count. 7-2 now. 0-2 pitch. Ball 1 and 2 now, or as Vince Scully will call it. That's called a showcase pitch. Trying to get the batter to swing and miss out of the strike zone. 1 and 2 to count there. 1-2 pitch. Chops it foul. 1 and 2. Aguilar's at third with the triple. She has both RBIs already for William Woods. Gives her a total of 14. Why to have you with it? Look at those beautiful Dodger blue skies. Feels like I'm at Dodger Stadium. Ball kind of gets away. Here comes Aguilar, and it's 7-3. That will be a pass ball, and the count is 2 and 2. Never count this team out. They are, even though the record is 13-12, but you know Tracy Gastineau's team comes to play a lot. And I remember those back when William Woods was in the AMC. Fly ball there. Rachel Brandt can't get to it again. And it's a double for Addie Ray. Now, second runner at second for Brooklyn Spillman, who grounded out to Brianna Craig her first time up. That was a great effort there by Rachel Brandt. Thought she'd get to it, but she kept it in play, kept it in the ballpark. That's all that matters. So now it's 7-3 now. 2 outs in the third, and the first pitch to her. There's a strike, 0-1 now. Mariah Prince on deck. Brooklyn Spillman, where's the number 15? Like a never famous 15. Tim McCarver. Also another famous one. Thurman Munson. 0-1 to count. Strike, 0-2 now. No balls and 2 strikes. No 2 pitch. Ooh, outside. 1-2 now. One ball and 2 strikes. Quentin Norris here. One, 2 pitch. Lines it. Foul. Right toward the Central Methodist dugout there. Now, if it was like the 1869, one of the players on Central Methodist team could say, 7 in for Palumbo, makes the catch, and that's recorded as an out. The person that was known to do that was Mike King Kelly, used to do that a lot. Used to do that a lot in the 1880s. And the first time I learned that was watching Ken Burns' baseball. If you ever had a chance to, I do encourage you to watch it. It is just a great video, and of course, Ken Burns does a wonderful job of it. 1-2, 2-2 now. Each inning represents a decade, and tells you all the history of baseball, how it got started. Really, since the 1839, really. 3-2 now. Actually, she was hit by a pitch. And now here's Mariah Prince. She flew out to Kelsey O'Dowd her first time up. Now it's 3-2. She thought that was ball 4, but umpire says, sorry, the count is 3-2. Now, I have seen batters try to take ball 4 and they end up getting strike 3 called. I've seen that a lot of times on television. 3-2. Fouls that one off. Believe me, I've watched a lot of baseball for over 40 years. Three-two pitch. Fouls that one off. Three and two the count. Lines it off the glove. Throw the first. Not in time. Hit it off the glove there. Good effort there. So now it's first and third. I have a feeling that's going to be a base hit all the way there. No question about it. Yeah, that's be a base all the way. Here's Mariah Prince. She flew out to Kelsey O'Dowd her first time up. So now it's 7-3 now. First pitch. Strike on 1 now. Tell you one thing about it. Trying to catch it, but he kept it in play. But good job of Craig backing up, but just couldn't get the out. 0-2 the count. With Sammy Lowens on deck. Harley Barnum trying to keep it where it is. 4-run game. Fouls it off there. 0-2. Just to increase the tension. Oh, 2. Nice stop by Holly. 1-2. 1-2 the count. One-two pitch. Way outside. 2-2 now. Carly Bauer just needs to settle down. Talk to the softball. Point to Maddie Holly. First and third. 2 outs. 2-2 pitch. 3-2 now. Sammy Lowens is on deck. Three-two. Ground ball to Kreider. Throw to Palumbo for the third out. So 2 runs on just 4 hits. No errors. 2 left. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Central Methodist 7, William Woods 3. Seven runs, 6 hits, no error for Central Methodist. 3 runs, 5 hits, and an error for William Woods. Here's Casey Jolly, 1 for 1, double in the 2nd, double in the 3rd, walked also in the 1st inning. That was that time when Central Methodist sent 11 men to the plate in that 1st inning. First pitch to her. That's a ball outside, 1-0 the count. 7-3, Central Methodist. The 1-0. 2-0 the count. Brianna Craig on deck. 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0. Lines it to the shortstop, and there's out number 1. Here's Brianna Craig, 0 for 1, walked in the 1st, and then flew out to center field in that 1st inning as well. Kylie Groves has came on since the 2nd inning, so that's allowed just 2 runs there. Strike, 0-1 now. Only 1 to count. The 0-1. Ball, 1-1 now. One ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. Lines it to the second baseman. There's 2 quick outs there. And here's Elizabeth Palumbo, 1 for 2 with a single. Rounded out the 2nd and the 1st, then single in the 2nd inning. Where's the number 23, like a famous 23, Dawn Mattingly. First pitch. There's a strike call, 0-1 now. Oh, 1 pitch coming up. Ball, 1-1 now. 1-1 now on Elizabeth Palumbo. Now the question is, for next year, who gets to do the birthday cake for next year's, for my 52nd birthday? Because this will be Elizabeth's final year there. 2-1 to count. 2-1 pitch coming up. It's a high fly ball to left field. Left fielder comes back and makes the catch for a 1-2-3 inning. Goes Central Methodist. We are through 3. Central Methodist 7. William Woods, 3. Seven runs, 6 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. 3 runs, 5 hits, and an error for William Woods. And coming to bat now is Sammy Lowen. She drew a walk her first time up.
Now batting, number 5, Sammy Lowen.
Kylie Barnum trying to keep it where it is. There's a strike going on now. Oh, 1 to count. 0-1 pitch. It's a high pop foul. That will go out of play. 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 pitch. Ball 1-2 now. Emily Blevins is on deck. One-two pitch. 2-2 now. Two and two count. 2-2 pitch. Lines it! Oh, what a play! That's like Brooks Robinson taking a line drive hit from Johnny Bench in the 1970 World Series.
Now batting, number 28, Emmy Blevins.
Emmy Blevins came in today's doubleheader, 171, no homers, 2 RBIs. Struck out her first time up. First pitch. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. One and 0 the count. The 1-0. Fouls it off. 1-1. One and 1 to count. The 1-1. Misses inside. 2-1. I mean. Two and 1 to count. 2-1 pitch. Fouls it off. 2-2. With Caitlin Plasmeyer on deck. Leismeyer is still looking for a first hit of 2026. Two-two pitch. Chops that one foul. Just past Tracy Gastineau in the third base coach's box. Of course, next week, next Sunday, Easter Sunday. Two and two to count. 2-2 pitch. It's the ground ball to Matty Roberts. Throws over to Palumbo and in time for out number 2. So 2 outs now for Caitlin Plasmeyer. Grounded out to Maddie Hawley. And then threw over to Brianna Craig. First pitch to her. Strike, 0-1 now. 0-1 to count. Carly Barnum has a 4-run lead there. The 0-1. That's down low, 1-1 now. Lexi Lewis on deck. William Woods scored 1 in the first, and Central Methodist with 5 in the first. Then 2 more in the second. William Woods with 2 in the third. One pitch. There's a strike. 1-2 now. One and two to count. 1-2 pitch. Chops it foul. One, two to count. Strike 3 called. A 1-2-3 inning goes William Woods. We're halfway home. Central Methodist 7, William Woods 3. Seven runs, 6 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. 3 runs, 5 hits, and an error for William Woods. As Joe Cryer up there, 1 for 2 with a triple and an RBI. Cryer has 24 on the year as Pat Reardon heads over to the third base coach's box here at Reardon Family Field. First pitch. That is a ball, 1-0 to count. Roberts on deck. The 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0 to count. 3-0 to count. 1-0 the count, 3-0 pitch. There's a strike, 3-1 now. Three balls and a strike. 3-1 pitch. Oh, she was about ready to take ball for it, but the umpire says, sorry. Count is 3-2. 3-2 pitch. Lines it to the shortstop, and there's out number one. Hit that on the button there. Here's Madison Roberts, 1 for 2 with a single. Like her hand signal, looks like her wristband was broke. Had to get a new wristband. First pitch. Ball 1, 1-0 to count. The 1-0. Strike, 1-1 now. One and one to count. The 1-1. Fouls it off, 1-2. One and two to count. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 call. So 2 outs now for Maddie Hawley. 0 for 1 with an error RBI. First pitch to Maddie Hawley. There's a strike on the inside corner. 0-1 now. The 0-1. 1-1 to count. One and one to count. The 1-1. 2-1 now. Kelsey O'Dowd is on deck. 3 big RBIs already. 2-1 pitch. 3-1 now. Last base runner they had was Kenley Boley's walk in the second inning. 3-2 pitch. Takes it all the way. 3-2 now. Two pitch. Tips it foul to the screen. 3-2. Two pitch. Fouls it off. Two pitch. It's a little chopper to the second baseman. Throws over the first for the third out. So no runs on, no hits, no errors, no one left on. We head to the top of the 5th inning. 7-3 Central Methodist. 7 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. 3 runs, 5 hits, and an error for William Woods.
Now batting number 1, Lexi Lewis.
Lexi Lewis 1 for 2 with a single. Looks like top of the 7th inning. Central Methodist is leading Missouri Valley 12-9 now. Harley Barnes trying to keep it where it is. There's a strike call. 0-1 now. .5:20 to go in the third period. New York Rangers lead the Florida Panthers 2-0. That's the only game going on right now. The rest of them will start later on, probably around 4 o'clock or so. I know the Chicago Blackhawks play New Jersey Devils at 5:20. The 0-2 is way outside. 1-2 now. Kansas City Royals is leading the Atlanta Braves 4-0. Kansas City going for win number 1 on the year. Baltimore is leading the Minnesota Twins 5-4 now. That Royals game is in the bottom of the 8th inning. That's in the bottom of the 6th inning of that Baltimore-Minnesota game. Texas leads Philadelphia 7-2 in the top of the 7th inning. Ground ball. Palumbo has it for out number 1. Top of the 7th inning, Toronto leads Atlanta 5-2. Top of the 6th inning, Boston leads Cincinnati 2-0. Bottom of the 6th inning, Colorado leads Miami 3-2. Top of the 7th inning, Mets and the Pirates are tied at 2. At the end of 3, Angels and Astros 4-4. Bottom of the 4th inning, Chicago White Sox lead the Milwaukee Brewers 7-2 as Cornelius Miller up there 1 for 2 with a single. Tampa Bay leads the St. Louis Cardinals 6-4. At the end of 4, Chicago Cubs lead. Washington leads Chicago Cubs 3-2. Fouls it off to 1-1 now. Pitch to him is a ground ball to Holly. That's Roberts. Roll the first and out number 2. 2 quick outs. Here's Ella Aguilar.
Now batting number 13, Ella Aguilar.
0 for 1. 1 for 1 with a triple and 2 RBIs. Ball 1 there, 1-0 the count. One ball, no strikes. One 0. 2-0 the count. Aguilar sporting that pink bat. What a beauty. I love that pink bat. Maybe I should add that to my collection. 2-0 pitch. There's a strike call. 2-1 now. Two 1 pitch. Fouls it to the screen. 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes on Ella Aguilar from Severance, Colorado. 2-2 pitch. 3-2 now. The only person I can ever think of that's ever driven through Severance, Colorado was a guy named Bob Acostas when he used to take his family vacation to Los Angeles. And so why? Listen to Vince Scully. Popped it up. I think Cryer calls for it. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Goes William Wood. And we head to the fifth inning, 7-3 now. How's it going there? Oh, doing well. Standing you up and let you down. You up. 7 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. 3 runs, 5 hits, and error for William Woods. Here's Kelsey O'Dowd. What a day for her. 1 for 2 with a triple and 3 RBIs. Now, Central Methodist can get 4 runs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. This game could end it on the 8-run rule, which is year number 30. This is the 30th year of it. Ball 1 there. And the first time I knew that, I was a senior here at Central Methodist, and back then, I was a PA announcer. And one time, Central Methodist was playing, I believe it was, I like to say it was Mid-American Nazarene at the time. And I remember Central Methodist was winning the game there. And when Central Methodist, and I want to say, I can't remember who was, I want to say Christy Jones or somebody scored the run. They called the game. And I was trying to figure out why they call it until several of the softball players came to me and they said, 8-run rule. There's a base hit for Kelsey O'Dowd. The 7th hit of the game. The last hit before that was Kenley Bowl. Was Joey Cryer's triple. That was the 6th hit of the game. There's Kenley Bowley. 1 for 2 with a double and 1 for 1 with a double and an RBI. Also walked in the 2nd inning. 1-0 to count. 7 hits now for Central Methodist. There's a strike, 1-1 now. You know, the scoreboard says 9, but it's in my scorebook, it's 7. One and 1 to count. Lines a shot, but the center fielder makes the catch for out number 1. Hit down the button there. And here's Rachel Brandt. Brandt is 0 for 1. No, looks like a pinch hitter. That's Sammy Pika. Pika is 2 for 10. No homers, 1 RBI. She's from a town of St. Peters, Missouri. Around the St. Charles area. Seven to 3. O'Dowd's at first. Pika's the pinch hitter. But I'm sure Rachel Brandt will stay in and play the outfield in the top of the 6th inning. Unless we score 4. Then we can end on the 8-run rule. Ball one there. Strike, 1-1. One pitch. 2-1 now. 2 balls and 1 strike. On Sammy Pika. 2-1 pitch. Looping liner, and there's out number 2 and back to first. Good hustle there by Kelsey O'Dowd. Boy, that one pretty good and made a great hustle there to keep the double play. Stay away from the double play. Here's Casey Jolly. 1 for 2 with the double. The first pitch. Ball 1 there. 1-0 to count. The 1-0. 2-0 to count. 2 balls and no strike with Brianna Craig on deck. 2-1 pitch. Fouls it off. 2-1 to count. Two-one pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Base hit. O'Dowd is sinking third. Here's the throw. Not in time. Craig will go to second. Actually, Jolly is headed to second. So it's a single, then take second on the throw there. Here's Brianna Craig, 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch. Strike. 0-1 now. O'Dowd is at third. Jolly's at second. She went there on the throw to third. Looping liner. That's a base hit. Dow will score. Here comes Jolly. 9-3 Central Methodist. Brianna Craig's 2 RBI single. And for Brianna Craig, number 15. Here's Elizabeth Palumbo. 1 for 3 with a single. A home run can end the game right here. Or even the famous inside the park home run. And the easiest way you would compare it to, it'd be like, I would compare it to Speedy Gonzalez outrunning Daffy Duck. Or Daffy Duck outrunning Porky Pig. Especially in that episode where Porky Pig chases Daffy Duck for painting mustaches. $44,412. Millions are watching on television. The 1-1. That's a ball there. 2-1 to count. 9-3 Central Methodist. It's the ground ball. Shortstop steps on second. Yep. For the third out. But 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors, and they leave 1. We head to the top of the 6th inning. Central Methodist 9. William Woods 3. here on the Hart Conference Network and the Urban Edge Network. Nine runs, 9 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. 3 runs, 5 hits, and error for William Woods. As the next batter up there, Addie Ray. 1 for 2 with a double.
Now batting number 9, Addie Ray.
First pitch to her. That is a ball, 1-0 to count. You look to the bottom of the 6th, you got Julie Carter, Madison Roberts, and Maddie Hawley. The 1-0. 2-0 to count. First of 2 today. Second game scheduled for 3, but may start later. Depends on how the first game goes. I think there's a 30-minute break in between. Strike. 2-1 to count. Two balls and 1 strike. Two, 1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Two and 2 to count. Two pitch. Way outside. 3-2. 3-2 to count. Three-two. Lines it. Nice stop there by Craig. Throws over to Palumbo for out number 1. Of course, Brianna Craig remains at second base. For Brooklyn Spillman, 1 for 2 with a single.
Brooklyn Spillman.
First pitch. Lines it. Roberts throws in time. Oh, baby! What a play! Oh, baby! That's like Ozzie Smith taking a base hit away. Mostly taking base hits away from Pete Rose.
Number 8, Mariah Prince.
Here's Mariah Prince. 0 for 2 on today. First pitch to her. There's a strike. 0-1 now. On 1 to count. The 0-1. 1-1 to count. 1 ball and 1 strike on Mariah Prince. Sammy Lowen's on deck. Top of the 6th inning. 1-1. Strike. 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's retired 9 in a row. The 1-2. 2-2. Two pitch. Fouls it to the screen. 2-2. 9-3 Central Methodist. Looks like our good buddy Brian Spielbauer, now the AD at William Woods, is here today. I want to say hi to him. 2-2 pitch is a high fly ball hit well to left center field. O'Dowd, and it's gone. A home run for Mariah Prince. And it's 9-4 from Mariah Prince, her first of the year. RBI number 4. That's trimmed it to 9-4 now. Here's Sammy Lowens, walked in the second, lined out to Joe Kreider in the 4th inning. So it's 9-4 now. First pitch to her. Ball 1 now. The 1-0. Little chopper to Kreider. Nice play there, and that's the 3rd out. So 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and no one left on. Bottom of the 6th inning. Central Methodist 9, William Woods 4 on the Urban Edge Network. Nine runs, 9 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. 4 runs, 6 hits, and an error for William Woods. So Central Methodist can get 3 more runs. They can end on the 8-run rule there. And Joe Kreider up there. 1 for 3 with a triple and an RBI. Kylie Gruggs, in her 5th inning will work. And really, the starting pitcher, Tegan Jones, went 1 inning. Faced 11 batters. That's like Paul Skeens, who went 2/3 of an inning, faced 9 men on opening day that Thursday against the Mets. Gave up 5 runs, and of course, made 3 of them was when Daly Cruz lost it in the sunlight on an easy fly ball to right. I think he dropped it. Lines a shot down the right field line. It's a fair ball. Look at Kreider go to second. She is in there, the 10th hit of the game for Central Methodist. And here's Madison Roberts. 1 for 3 with a single and RBI. Looks like a courtesy runner there. Let's see who that is. Michaela Albert from Magnolia, Texas, around the Houston area, home of the Houston Astros. First pitch to her. Ball one there. Good stop there. Maddie Holly on deck. The 1-0. 2-0 to count. Two-one pitch. 3-1 now. Actually, 3-0 to count. To count. The 3-0. Ball four. So now it's first and second now for Maddie Holly, who is 0 for 2 in an RBI there. Rebecca Townsend is the courtesy runner. She is from Carson, Washington. That's around the Seattle area. Or in the same area as a little town called Issaquah. I remember that because one of our good friends has visited her. A lady named Martha Garnett. Here's Maddie Holly. She can end it with a 3-run homer. First pitch. Hits the ground ball to the shortstop. This only play is the first, and there's out number one. One out now. And everyone else moves a base. Here is Kelsey O'Dowd. What a day for her. 2 for 3. A single, triple, and 3 RBIs. First pitch to her. That gets away. No. Good read there by Michaela Albert. They're checking to make sure he's okay. Ball takes a little funny hop there, but then I'm sure he's okay. Never hurts to check on him. They say the train staff will give him a shot of water. Usually a good cup of water will make him feel better. I can tell you that it always helps. Yeah. He looks okay. Train stat system and make sure he's doing well. I know our athletic training stats here at Central do a great job of it. Taking care of our umpiring crews, all of our players. There as well. Yeah, he looks okay. Central Methodist, they're trying to go for win number 22. But the most important number is 8-3 in the conference. Here we go. The 1-0. There's a strike. 1-1 now. Bottom of the 6th inning. 9-3. It's actually 9-4 Central Methodist. The 1-1. It's a high fly ball. Hits it pretty good. Center fielder makes the catch. Tagging up is Kreider. It's a sac fly. And in the third there. So 4 RBIs on the day there. There's Kenley Boley. 1 for 2 with a double and an RBI. Townsend's in the third. First pitch. There's a strike call. 0-1 now. So it's 10-4 now. The 0-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 now on Kenley Boley. The 1-1. 2-1 now. $22 RBIs on the year. 2-1 pitch. 3-1 now. Looks like on deck, Isabella Proctor. $3-1 a pound. Makes it all the way. 3-2. Excuse me. 3-2 the count there on Kenley Boley. 3-2. That's a foul ball. Two pitch. Lines a shot in the left field. Left fielder goes back. It is off the wall. Townsend will score, and it's a double for Kenley Boley. And what a day for her. 23 RBIs on the season. And here's Isabella Proctor batting. She is 1 for 8. She is from Scientown Valley, Arizona. Looks like number 18. I don't have an 18 on my program. Oh, actually, it's Kyla Crawford. Oh, actually, it's Kyla Crawford. So it's 11-4 now. Base hit could end it right here. First pitch to her. Strike. 0-1 now. Casey Jolly on deck. The 0-1. Lines a shot. That will be the ball game. Crawford scores, and that's the winner right there. A clean single. And a 12-4 victory. Gives Central Methodist that victory there. 12 runs, 12 hits. Yeah, game. No errors. William Woods 4 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. Central Methodist, they're 8-3 on the year. 22-10. William Woods, they're 7-4, 13-13 on the year. So we'll have game number 2 for you, this doubleheader there in about 30 minutes or so. This is Quentin Norris saying so long, and that's 7,957 of them. We'll see you in about 30 minutes. Let's head back to our studios there. And here's Carl Ravage.